Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Meguka, aka Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica, episode 2. What's gonna happen today? I don't know. In the previous episode, we were mostly just introduced to the world, introduced to the characters, not yet fully, because it very much seemed like there is much more to Homura, much more to the yellow one with unlimited gunworks, whose name eludes me. There probably isn't much more to Madoka. She seems to be the archetype of the um, very simple protagonist that's just being taken along for a ride, essentially. We also know nothing about Madoka's friend, so it's very hard to make any sort of predictions about her. What can I predict is that Madoka will probably become a magical girl, because, I mean, the title of the show spoils it kinda. And besides that, there isn't really any way around that, right? She's the protagonist in a Mahou Shoujo series, which means she must become a Mahou Shoujo. That's how things go. In the previous episode, we were also already, right from the get go, which was kind of surprising to me, introduced to the kind of a tone and atmosphere we can expect from this show, right? As I initially said, I fully expected Madoka Magica to start out as a regular, good old Mahou Shoujo series, and then slowly unravel its darkness and its mystery and its, the complete 180 on the atmosphere and on the tone. But no, we are right from the get go going into this weird Alice in Wonderland world, and I don't mean the cartoon Alice in Wonderland. I don't mean like the Disney Alice in Wonderland. I mean the American Magi Alice in Wonderland. If you haven't played American Magi's Alice, highly recommend it. Great game with some amazing atmosphere. Um, so yeah, we are right there, and there is no semblance of any sort of a pretense that it's trying to be, or rather, that it is something that it's pretending to be. No, it's a dark Mahou Shoujo show. That's what it is right from the get go, and I appreciate the honesty on. I appreciate the honesty on one hand. On another, it's still a little bit odd to me that this was the decision made, because you'd assume that starting out fairly in a fairly unassuming way would be, I don't know, more marketable, because oh, suddenly something changes and everybody talks about that, right? But what do I know? Even without that, Madoka Magica became a cult classic, so it's hard to tell that by doing something else it would have become better, because maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, probably wouldn't. I know nothing about the anime industry as a whole, so who am I to say? What else happened? We were introduced to the world, amazing solar punk world. Thank you for reminding me of the word. I can't remember who was it on the Discord. Let me check that out real quick. I initially used the term. I think, was it like biofuturism? Yeah, biofuturism. I think that's the term I used. Yeah, Bams told me that it is actually solar punk, and yeah, it does actually make sense. A very solar punk world. I love it. I still have no clue about the chairs in Madoka's room, in Madoka's mother's room. It weirds me out, it creeps me out, but we only have 12 episodes to go, so I don't know if those chairs are gonna have the time to shine to become relevant. Um, and yeah, that's about it. In this episode, Madoka will become a Mahou Shoujo. and maybe she's gonna have to fight already, probably, or maybe not. Maybe there's gonna be some interpersonal drama because she becomes Mahou Shoujo, but Homura told her not to become a Mahou Shoujo. And is Homura evil? Is Homura good? Is she a friend? Is she a foe? Right? What's going on there? Where is Madoka in the whole situation? Who's a friend? Who's a foe? Who to trust? Who to not trust? That kind of stuff. I have a feeling that this will be like the basis of pretty much the entirety of the show. There are some bugs in my apples. Oh boy. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a large part of it. Madoka trying to figure out what is real, essentially, who to trust, who to not trust, and nobody really makes it easy to figure it out. Homura least of them all, because she very much is that like secretive and withdrawn character that doesn't answer questions straight, doesn't answer questions at all. So she probably won't be the one Madoka will trust. On the other hand, I don't particularly trust the yellow-haired one either. So in my eyes, Homura is probably the more trustworthy here. In Madoka's eyes, probably not. Again, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. It can go anywhere because, as I mentioned, the previous episode was just an introduction. Okay, I've been spinning around in circles for a moment, so how about we break that and we just start watching? Huh? How about that? And to do that, you guys will need your subs by Magika again. If there are any better subs, do let me know. Someone told me in the previous episode, I believe, that those subs might not be the best, but I don't know of any better ones. So if you do know any better subs, then again, do let me know either in the comments or on my Discord or however you please. Right now we're using Magika. That's what I got. That's what we're gonna be using. Episode 2 is right here. Your subs, my sound, and my reminder of support. You can support the channel on Patreon thrown in the description links or by sharing my content, spreading the word. It costs nothing and it really helps grow the channel if you bring new viewers to it. And if you decide to support me on Patreon for $10 to get early access to Madoka Magica, so that's also something for you to gain out of that whole exchange. And with all that out of the way, we can start watching episode 2 of Puella Magi Madoka Magica Blu-ray version with subs by Meguka in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're starting with a henshin. Tomoe. And she's a senpai. Okay. Ah, she wakes up as if it was all just a dream. But haha, little does she know it wasn't. It really did happen. And Kyuubey is probably in her room right now. How did I know that? I got myself some interesting tea. It's apparently cold brew. It's raspberry and mint, and you use ice cold water to brew it. The things people create nowadays. It's good though. Like genuinely. It doesn't even need any sugar or anything. Again with the two Madokas. I would maybe think that one of them is her mother, but the color of her hair doesn't fit, doesn't match. So probably not. Also, nothing would lead us to believe as of yet that it's some hereditary thing or whatever. You form a contract with Kyuubey, and Kyuubey doesn't care who you are, essentially. I think that would be really nice. Again, with the needlessly huge bathroom. Just nobody's gonna pay attention to Kyuubey. Or is he, she, it invisible? Okay, yeah. Invisible to everybody but Mahou Shoujos. Friends are coming to pick her up? Yeah. Or not. Is it a flashback to yesterday? Okay, what if we don't want to be involved though? Yeah. The Fabergé egg? Oh, soul gem, sure. Anything you want, of course. What if I want to go back to a school play from a year ago? uh, would probably be possible. Yeah, it's not free. So we better think up a good and proper wish. Yeah, she's gonna be agonizing over what her wish is gonna be. Ah, yeah, gerontocracy. And the numbered makeup again? Yeah, she really is ingrained into the office politics. Witches are born from curses. Sure, of course, makes sense. Mm-hmm. Kind of like spirits in shit. What was the show with Yato, the deity in it? I forgot the title of it, but you know which one I mean. But you don't really have a choice. I'm in love with the music though. Reminds me of Clannad, the band, not the anime. Yeah, it really does remind me of the music that Clannad makes. Ah, right. Sayaka is also able to see Kyuubey. Yep. Oh, is she from the Girls Can't Love Girls meme? I just noticed that. I think that's her. Okay. I guess you're already involved. Ah, sure is. Yeah, that's the meme. That's the meme. God damn Fujoshi. Or whatever the equivalent is for girls, for Yuri. Yeah. It's forbidden love. Hmm. I think she's projecting a little. The sterile classrooms again. Automated CG desks. Because it's a populated place. Homura wouldn't try to pull anything strange. Okay. Yeah. Girls in Symphogear could use telepathy, seeing how they're always singing and they have no other means of communicating verbally. Although they did get some telepathy for a moment, I believe. She didn't attack Madoka. Yeah, she attacked Kyuubey. Probably for a good reason. Okay. Right. Who's gonna steal the kill? Okay, convenient that the Fabergé egg can turn into a ring. Everyone's asleep. What are you sketching? Your dream outfit? Your Mahou Shoujo outfit? Oh, that's a lot of white. Again, with the theme of sterility. Shapes are complex, a lot of greebles, but it's all just white. Yeah. Unless immortality. How would that work? Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Yeah. Even if you do have a wish like that and can see it fulfilled, then what good is fulfillment of that wish if you're fucking dead? A sick relative? Sick mother? Sick brother? Something like that? Yeah, that's a good question. Why them? Hello, Homura. Observing and watching. Okay, talk to us, Homura. She probably does, but you didn't explain shit, so. That wasn't a warning. That wasn't a warning. Like, if you warn someone, you tell them what the consequences of the wrong choice are. What you did, Homura, wasn't a warning, it was just a random thought. Again, with the misunderstanding. I already love her. Now she also has something to do. Of course. I'm assuming it's that something to do isn't explaining what her deal is. Oh, baseball bat. I thought it's like a kendo sword, but I guess baseball bat also works. A dress design. Those empty, void black eyes, though. I don't think you have the say in the matter. You get henshined into whatever you get henshined into. I mean, they aren't wrong. She looks like a whatchamacallit, the bullet hell game character with like Cyrano and others. We're going to the back rooms. Funny you mentioned that explicitly because I have my doubts. And mentioning that explicitly increases them even further. And yeah, Madoka also has her doubts. That's good. Is that Madoka's mother? Stumbling into some abandoned building with some text in German on the wall? I'm gonna check out that text later when we go through this episode again. Oh, her mother is gonna do a flip from the rooftop, I'm assuming. Influenced by the witch. I wonder if she's gonna be saved or not. Yeah, shoes are off. Yeah, that's a dead giveaway that she wants to do a flip. And there she goes. Henshin in the nick of time? Yep. A tattoo, witch's kiss, okay. I guess it's not Madoka's mother. Yeah, that's German, alright. We're going into the rabbit hole. Oh, okay. A magic baseball bat. Pipiru piru piru pipiru pi. Hello, Homura. Okay, the Reaper School of Reloading. Just discard an empty gun. Ooh, the flips though. But it's also captivating, isn't it? And enticing. I'm still in absolute awe at the art style of the Mahou Shoujo world. Is that a witch? Gertrude something. I was expecting something humanoid, not gonna lie. Oh, skirt guns. Always love to see those. You can see its shaft. They really like their characters dropping weapons from underneath their skirts, don't they? Okay, the bullets she shot into the ground are sprouting flowers. And her ribbon turns into a sword. Or a big gun. That also works. Sure. Where was the trio in that finale? I don't know. But sure. And a cup of tea. Gotta have a cup after a good fight. And you can use it to increase your power or something. It lost charge, I'm assuming, and you can recharge it with which eggs? Oh, the other way around. Or that didn't look like depletion, that looked like cleansing. Oh, hello, Homura. Why did you come here, though? I mean, I can't disagree with her assessment. Homura very much is antisocial. You were about to do a flip. Wait, was that a mouse cursor that appeared? Yeah, for some reason. But she's already decided that she wants to be a magical girl to help people. Of course. A good hearted and well intentioned protagonist. Okay, at least some color. The eyes are still a black void, but it's a black void among some color, not just black void among black lines. Cool. That was. Huh. I don't know how to describe this episode. A little bit more empty than what I expected, but still good. It wasn't empty in a meaning that it felt like filler or anything like that, but it was just a little bit devoid of content. I don't know. I'm not scared of anything anymore. Um, this episode was titled like "Wouldn't it be nice if" or something along those lines. So okay, let's do it this way. Let's go through this episode again, shall we? There we go. Now I'm gonna talk about it. Um, this episode was titled something along the lines of "Wouldn't it be nice if" or something like that, and that led me to believe that Madoka will make a wish kind of accidentally, right? Like she's, I don't know, laying in the bed or something and she's daydreaming, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I had a bowl of taiyaki right now or whatever. And Kyuubey would take it as her wish and would fulfill it and would turn her into a Mahou Shoujo. Kyuubey very much strikes me as a kind of a jin, right? A monkey paw curls, monkey paw finger curls, right? That kind of deal, where you do make a wish and that wish gets fulfilled, of course, but not before being completely warped into something completely different that you didn't quite want. So yeah, it very much seemed this way to me. But no, it's episode 2 of a series that seems to be moving at a fairly brisk pace. At least from episode 1, it seemed to be moving at a very brisk pace. It's a series that only has 12 episodes, and yet Madoka still isn't a magical girl, which is interesting. I'm assuming she's gonna become a Mahou Shoujo in the next episode, or maybe they're gonna prolong it even further. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I really was expecting her to become a Mahou Shoujo in this episode. I thought that maybe the office lady was actually Madoka's mother, and Madoka would make a wish to save her mother or something, and that would drag her in. I know that the blue-haired girl, whose name again eludes me, probably has some sick relative. Actually, I'm gonna look up real quick their names because I can't just refer to them by colors. I mean, I can, but they deserve proper recognition. There we go. Mahou Shoujo Annie list. Characters. Sayaka. And actually, I'm gonna note it down that she has a sick relative who she wants to save. Because that's probably the case. I can't be sure, of course, but very much seemed this way. Disco Elysium, Hataraku Sama, Overlord, Ruby, Symphogear. Okay, I don't have a page for Madoka Magica yet. Interesting. Okay, let's maybe start a page here. Meguka. What was her face again? Tomimi. No, not Tomimi. Sayaka. Sayaka has a sick relative wishes to heal them. That's probably gonna be the case. Okay, let's continue. Again with their weird ass bathroom. Weird ass bathroom that also has like sidewall sinks. No, that's a bowl because those are mirrors. Some of those rectangles are mirrors. Some of there are glass panes. Unless the whole bathroom is like glass on all sides, it doesn't have a solid wall. I don't know, man. That's some really weird architecture. Like, extremely so. I'm not gonna try to make heads or tails of it, I don't think, because I think it's not supposed to make sense, even, honestly. Cool table, though. You've been chosen by Kyuubey. Why, though? That's the question I want to have. How come anybody gets chosen by Kyuubey? What's the factor there? Right, like in Symphogear, we have the factor of having a synchronization rate with relics and emitting proper Aufwachen waveforms and whatnot. In Review Starlight, we have the desire to be a stage girl. What's the factor in Madoka Magica? I don't know. The strength of one's wishes? Probably not, because Madoka doesn't really have any strong wishes. Gullibility? if Kyuubey is actually trying to exploit them for some reason, then sure, picking the most gullible people would be their target. But in that case, I don't think it would have picked Homura. Although there's still the factor of maybe there being multiple timelines, maybe multiple worlds, maybe some timey-wimey shenanigans. So maybe Homura also started out as a gullible girl that got roped into becoming a Mahou Shoujo by Kyuubey, and now she's wiser because she, I don't know, saw the end of the world 17 times in a row or something. Mm. Yeah, I can grant each of you one wish, and it can be whatever you want. Responsibility of fighting witches. Again, what's the deal with the numbered makeup? I don't know. And the order still doesn't make sense. Like lip gloss below lipstick. Ah, or rather, lip gloss first, lipstick second. I like Madoka's mother. She's very like headstrong, and very much into the whole rat race in some corporation. But she wants to come out at the top. She's not just any rat. She's the biggest rat. I don't like it that the subs are not showing if I don't time it properly. Okay, right, witches. Witches can't be seen by normal humans, and they're bringing all the grief to the world, and yada yada yada. Uh, Initially, I had a thought that perhaps the witches are actually the good ones, and the magical girls are the bad ones. This kind of a subversion, right? That Kyuubey is trying to make them all believe that they're the good ones and they need to destroy the witches because witches are the baddies, and in actuality, it's completely different. But the witches are genuinely also portrayed as evil. So if you just look at it from the perspective of witches versus magical girls, it's clear that magical girls are the good ones. So there's no subversion there, which is interesting because, again, I fully expected a subversion there. Okay, I want to see what she says. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, many inexplicable suicides and murders. Okay. It's a formless evil that eats away at humans from the inside. I guess that fits the description. Show me subs, for fuck's sakes! They're pretty dangerous. Is it like a setting I can use to, I don't know, subtitles? Frames per second, closed captions, delay, previous line in subtitles, next line in subtitles, forced subtitles, only subtitle visibility, use custom style. I don't know, man. Usually subtitles work just fine. In this case, they just don't show up if I seek to like the middle of a subtitle. If I want a line in the subtitle to show, I need to go to where the line appears. Because if I go to the middle, the whole fucking line doesn't show up. Uh, and of course, she is fighting something that dangerous for some wish. And yeah, you can join me to fight in fighting witches. Here we see the meme girl. Girls can't love girls, that's forbidden love. A classic. Uh, those desks are actually decent CG. The the line work actually looks decent. It looks very different from the line work of the rest of this series because the line work on those desks is fairly jagged, which is supposed to look like hand drawn. Problem is, the characters in this show don't have jagged line work, so it stands out just a little. Telepathy, that's very useful. And yeah, the Fabergé egg is the source of Mahou Shoujo powers. And yeah, this is interesting that magical girls have to compete. Usually, in Mahou Shoujo shows, well, not always, because there are some shows that are on the like what's it called, battle royale basis, right? You fight for something, and the one that wins gets their wish granted. That's usually the way it goes. But the like classic, so to speak, the base form of a Mahou Shoujo show is them, all the magical girls, fighting together against some sort of an evil. And it's visible in all sorts of similar genres, right? In not Super Saiyan, Super's whatever, Kamen Rider and Power Rangers, Super Sentai. Yeah, in Super Sentai, it's the same. In Mahou Shoujo, it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be completely off base here. But I think like Super Sentai was first, and then Mahou Shoujo was like an answer to Super Sentai. Kind of like we can make Super Sentai but for girls. I might be wrong here, so correct me if I am wrong, but I have a feeling that might be the case. Um, and it's all, again, based on the same idea. A group of people transform, get some superpowers to fight some evil. And it's the same in Strike Witches, it's the same in Symphogear, it's the same in Power Rangers, as I mentioned, Kamen Rider. Although, does Kamen Rider have a group? I don't know. Never seen Kamen Rider figures. uh, so yeah, that's like the basis. Sure, there are battle royale kind of Mahou Shoujo shows. Madoka Magica seems to be kind of a battle royale, or at least the battle royale is somewhere in the background. I don't think that's going to be the focus. I think it's just going to be somewhere in the background as a fact of this Mahou Shoujo world. Review Starlight is the epitome of a battle royale. Although it's more like a competition arc, it's not everybody versus everybody. There are the reviews, and two people clash at the same time. Wixos, I think, also is battle royale. Yeah, but again, the base form is not battle royale. It's cooperation. It's all cooperative. I don't know if Madoka Magica was the first Mahou Shoujo show who went for competitive magical girls instead of cooperative. Wouldn't be surprised if it was. Wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. But that's an interesting detail, and it's a very like ready-made explanation for Homura's action. Very convenient explanation, right? She just wanted to eliminate competition. That's all. I wonder how much truth is in that. I don't think there is much truth in that whatsoever. I think Tomoe Mami might be trying to manipulate Madoka a little bit, trying to like drag her into the Mahou Shoujo world, and she just has the benefit of being the first one to explain things. So she can explain things her way, the way she sees it. I'm not necessarily saying that she's purposefully lying to them. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. But she can explain things how she sees them, right? Homura probably has a different perspective. She probably knows things that the other characters don't. Which again kind of pisses me off that Homura is just so completely closed off that she didn't deem it necessary to explain things to Madoka. Because if she tried to explain things now, well, now it's too late. Now it's too late because Tomo, Tomoe, because Tomoe was the first one to explain things, and that's the explanation that will stick with Madoka. That's the explanation that will stick with Sayaka. If Homura actually gave it enough thought and enough care to be the first one to explain things, perhaps things would have gone different. Perhaps they would now be sitting at Homura's place, and Homura would be explaining things in depth to them. She would be explaining what kind of a danger being a Mahou Shoujo is. She would be explaining what kind of a danger Kyuubey is. That maybe the wishes you get aren't what you actually desire, it's a twisted version of them, or whatever, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, still, not a huge fan of the fact that Homura didn't explain shit. And then she rolls in and says, "Oh, remember about my warning? What kind of a warning? Don't be a Mahou Shoujo. Not even that. Be yourself." That was her warning. Not much to go off of, is there? Right? If I give you a warning to, I don't know, don't press the button. What are gonna be the consequences of pressing it? Is it not mounted, so it's gonna fall out? Is it hooked up to a I don't know, liquid soap dispenser and it's the last of the soap and I really want to wash my hands later, so I don't want you to dispense the soap? Or is it hooked up to a fucking nuclear bomb in the basement? Right? There are like different things that can be hooked up to this button, so a proper warning would include an explanation of what the fuck is gonna happen if you press it. Right? Be yourself. Fuck all of a warning. Don't be a Mahou Shoujo because you will be dragged into a world where you are sure to die and the wishes you will be granted will be the twisted versions of the wish you will say and you will be miserable. I did that and I went through all that and I'm miserable, and if I had the choice to not be a Mahou Shoujo, I would never choose to be a Mahou Shoujo. Simple. Warning. Effective. Because she knows what the consequences are now. So again, not a huge fan of how Homura approached it, but I realize why she did approach it the way she did. If she didn't, we wouldn't have a show. Kyuubey would have approached Madoka. Madoka would be like, no, roll the credits, done. 2 episodes of a show. Wouldn't be much of a story to that, right? So of course Madoka has to become a Mahou Shoujo for whatever story is there to be unveiled to unveil. Those drawings, real fucking creepy. Like the dresses and the frills and the ribbons and all that is cool and cute and great, but then you have the void eyes, completely empty and black. Yeah, yeah, it really bumps up the creepiness factor. And then this scene. Again, we are kind of jumping between multiple worlds, even in the confines of a single world. Right? They are in the real world right now, but there are so many versions of it. We have the solar punk world of Madoka's home. We have the nature on their way to school, the untamed creeks and plants and trees and whatnot. We have the complete and utter. How did I call it? Uh, fuck. Sterility of their school. And here we also have this very gribbly and very like complex and complicated, but at the same time very white, very sterile scene. And then you have the real other world of magical girls, which is completely bonkers, completely over detailed. It's a color vomit, it's a shape vomit, it's a movement vomit in the most positive way that you can use to refer to things as vomit. Right? I'm not saying anything negative about them, it's just what it is, right? And then you have the in between world, so to speak. It's still a part of the real world, but it's all those areas that are so utilitarian, right? Just gridders and concrete and steel. The real world basically consists of like 4 separate subworlds, stylistically, which is very interesting. Yeah, talking about the wishes, sick relative, that's plenty obvious. Why ask of all people? That's a very good question. Homura appears, says, "No, I don't want to fight you." Yeah, what will you do? Do you remember what I told you? Don't forget my warning. Done. No, no, zero explanation. Absolute and utter zero explanation. What wish did you make to become a magical girl? Touchy subject. She stopped immediately in her tracks and said nothing. Because that's the kind of an emo she is. And again, she runs away from the forbidden love. Oh, some bug landed on my bed, and my cat is observing it. Just don't eat it. You don't know what that is. Eating some fries, of course, baseball bat, and a dress. A cute little dress with void for eyes. And she really does remind me of it's not Osu. Where the fuck is Sirno from? I know that it's the same Toho. Toho, yeah. I know it's like the same kind of an aesthetic, so that's why it reminds me of that, because both both Toho characters and Mahou Shoujo are the same aesthetic essentially. And yeah, it really does show Madoka's like, I don't know if naivete, a little bit of naivete, but mostly purity. I think, yeah. Right? Her friend Mami? Miki. Sayaka Miki. Sayaka is all like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna fight. I brought a fucking baseball bat." And Madoka's reaction, "Oh, I want a pretty dress." Very much a contrast between them. And again, the utilitarian room that we use as a transition to the world of the magical girls. Now, this isn't the world of magical girls, but it's not quite our world either. In the previous episode, even in this episode, we've seen some very lush greenery around, didn't we? Those trees, they're dead. There's not a single green leaf on them. Transfer student really gets on my nerves. Of course she does. I wonder if she's really that bad. It's good to have doubts, Madoka. You probably should have doubts. And even here, again, lush greenery. It's the evening, so of course everything is red and orange because of the sunset. Uh, so that's not like a separation between worlds, right? But the dead trees are very interesting. And she throws herself off the rooftop, and thankfully there are magical girls to save her. One magical girl, at least. very convenient to have some like ropes or nets or whatever it was. And my cat just went somewhere. I guess she got bored with the bug. Okay, translation time. It's probably already translated somewhere, but detect language. Mosh. Mosh tigr der erden sune bra tiger baue sie wieder in deinem Busen baus sie out. Oh, that's some biblical verse, isn't it? Neuen Lebenslauf beginne mit heilem Sinne und neue Lieder tunen da Rheins. May the song of the earth be more splendid, build them again in your bosom, building be out, start a new life with whole senses and new songs nonnen therein. It's not nonnen, it's tonen. With whole senses and new songs sound there. I'm gonna Google it again, what's like the proper translation. Madoka episode 2 wall writing translation. Oh, I guess. Okay, so the text on when the office lady was entering and this text are different. I thought they're the same. When she was entering, it was chorus of invisible spirits. Woe, woe, thou hast it destroyed. The beautiful world, the powerful fist, 'tis smashed downward hurled. A demigod dashed it to bits. We're trailing the ruins onto the void and waiting over the beauty lost and gone. Sure. And this text is Mighty One amidst the sons of earth, splendider, build it again, build it aloft thy breast, and life's new quest commence with clearer sense and songs of cheer anew shalt hear. Sure. I have absolutely no clue what the meaning of that is. I thought it's like a biblical verse. My first thought was to the wayward son, or whatever it was called, the son that went, lost the money, and came back. But what would the significance of that be? I don't know. What's the significance of the translation? I have no fucking clue. Okay, let me look at it again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the meaning of that would be. Okay, let's just continue. How about that? And we enter the world of the Mahou Shoujo, the world of the witch, which is again very, very pretty, very beautiful, and very unsettling. This is great. The spin of her flintlock rifle. It's like you see like soldiers twirl their guns around like all robotically. I love that stuff. And I'm a sucker for flintlock guns as well. I have a flintlock gun somewhere, not real, but a like a replica. I fucking love flintlock guns. Apparently, you don't even need weapons to defeat those. I don't know what you call them, those monsters. A good old kick is enough. I'm scared, but it's also enticing. The feeling of power, the feeling of being helpful to people, that's another thing that I'm assuming is very important to Madoka. From what she said later, that, right, magical girls help people and I want to help people, maybe becoming a magical girl isn't that bad of an idea. Scissors, cotton balls, shoes, the red stilettos that the office lady left atop the roof. Oh, the symbolism. Also, very interesting animation wise, how everything is animated on twos, but not on the same twos. Every frame, something moves, but it's something else that moves. That's cool. That's cool. It really separates all those cutouts even more from the drawn bits, doesn't it? Not it's separated not just in style, but also in animation. Some weird letters. From what I glanced here when I was checking out the writings on the wall, this is like an actual alphabet, apparently, that can be deciphered. And on those doors, it reads Gertrude, which is the name of the witch, because she was like introduced in the screen when she appeared. I don't know. I'm guessing moments like this. Where's the introduction card? Introduction screen. Come on. Yeah, or is it subs? It might be subs that added this at the top. Yeah, because I thought that it might be like baked in the show proper, and that's how you can put together the alphabet, what each letter means, and then slowly figure out the writings on the doors and on the walls and stuff like that. But no, it's just subs that added a direct translation. Hey, that says Gertrude. On one hand, cool, thank you. On the other, kind of spoils the fun. Although I don't think I would be going in so deep as to trying to translate all those symbols on my own. So, spelling out that it says Gertrude, I don't mind it whatsoever. Disgusting. Disgusting indeed. Hardly looks like a witch, though. I really was expecting something humanoid. Right? Mahou Shoujo who get roped into being Mahou Shoujo with the promise of a wish. Maybe witches get tempted into becoming witches with the promise of cursing someone, right? Oh, your boyfriend cheated on you. I can make him pay if you agree to become a witch. You know, something along those lines. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting witches to be those abstract and surreal creatures. But I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong. Unlimited gun works. Yeah, she uses her hat to summon guns apparently. And just doesn't bother with reloading, which is true to like flintlock guns. You can't reload a flintlock gun that fast, right? You have to pour some gunpowder, put some wadding or wadding, I think it's called, like a wad, then the bullet, then some more wadding. You have to really squish it in there, and only then you can fire it again. So discarding that gun and grabbing another is much faster than reloading. Now, sure, those are magical flintlock rifles, but still, I like it. I really like those guns. I really like her style. Just firing a rifle after a rifle after a rifle. And of course, she was prepared for every eventuality. Big gun, like real fucking big. I honestly was expecting her to create a sword or a staff or something, and use that to finish Gertrude off. But no, no, it's a big gun, and it's also flintlock. Yeah, it's a whole ass fucking cannon. Trio finale. Where's the trio? I don't know, but I guess that's the name of the attack. Attack so powerful it even shattered the entire weapon. Cool, 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 cool. And of course, after the fight is done, it's time to land 10 points and a cup of tea out of nowhere. You gotta celebrate a good win with a cup of tea. I mean, it's not a cup, but I'll drink to that still. Some writing on the wall up top, between like pictures of some cherubs. I don't know how deeply I should be looking into the symbolism of this world, because it seems to be mostly just a random mishmash. So I don't know if those cherubims, those angels up there actually have some meaning, or is it just this kind of style, this kind of stylistic? I don't know. The butterflies seem to have been significant during this fight, so that probably has some meaning. There's some like exit sign paintings. Yeah, butterflies, roses, and thorns. More paintings, more thorns, more roses. Yeah, I don't think I should be looking particularly much into what this world is portrayed as, besides like the mm, very surface level of it, right? What's the significance of the cherubims? I don't know. Probably none. Maybe some. Who can tell? Oh, I guess Wiki has the translation for that, for those words. Schneiden, kein Durchschang, whatever, whatever, whatever. Cut, no trespassing, fight harmful insects, let us cut out unnecessary branches. That has no meaning to me. And apparently you can use the witch's egg to purify your own egg. It's a bit darker. I was fully expecting like a recharge, like you can put the grief seed inside of your Fabergé egg and it will recharge. But it doesn't seem to be a matter of losing power, it seems to be a matter of gathering impurities. And you can transfer the impurities from your egg onto the witch's egg. Interesting. Homura just came, caught the egg, threw it back, fucked off. What's her deal? Honestly. Like, I know that her deal is somehow trying to protect Madoka from becoming a Mahou Shoujo. Madoka still hasn't become a Mahou Shoujo, so Homura still has a chance to convince her. She's not making any attempts, though. She really isn't making any attempts. Like I fully expect Madoka becoming a Mahou Shoujo, and then Homura is like, "Oh, why did you become a Mahou Shoujo? I was warning you. No, you weren't. You were just standing there doing fuck all." I don't know. I really don't understand Homura. Could be the case again if we take into account that some possible either time shenanigans or like world hopping or something like that. Could be that Homura just gave up on this timeline essentially, and she's just gonna ride it to the end and then start a new timeline and try to convince Madoka in that timeline to not become a Mahou Shoujo. Maybe, I don't know, but she still has a chance to convince her. She's just not making any attempts. It's too hard for me to come up with a wish on such short notice, but I still want to be a Mahou Shoujo because I want to help people. Yeah. The purest of pure intentions. How is it gonna be corrupted? It probably won't be, like, not in case of Madoka. I can't see Madoka, turning evil or whatever. But I can see some grief happening for sure. How? Why? I don't know. I still have no clue. Uh, yeah. Yeah. That was episode 2 of Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. And what can I say about it? My initial assessment was that it was fairly empty, but I don't think that's the case. I think in this episode they were just taking their time. Sure, not many things have happened, but they were taking their time, like establishing things, explaining some stuff, at least somewhat. Nothing is like fully explained yet, and I don't think it will be fully explained for a good while longer. But some of the basics have been established already. And besides that, some cool world, cool fight, and really not much besides that, honestly. So, on one hand, kind of an empty episode, on the other, kinda not. I don't know. Fairly ambivalent feeling when it comes to like the amount of content in it. But I didn't mind this episode, not whatsoever. I did enjoy my time spent with it. Mostly like from like I don't know, animation and art standpoint. It was also cool to see the origins of the Forbidden Love meme. Always love watching watching some anime and noticing that, hey, this is the scene from a meme. Always feels good. I had something else to say. Fuck, I forgot. What was I trying to say? What did I have in mind? I can't remember. Should have said it when it came to my head instead of prolonging it and leaving it for later. Something about Madoka trying to become a Mahou Shoujo and becoming a Mahou Shoujo. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, if I remember that, I'm gonna mention it. Maybe in the comments, maybe I'm gonna mention it in the next episode. It couldn't have been that important if I forgot about it so easily, right? This episode does. Oh yeah. I know what I was about to say. It seems like the magical girls are fighting some sort of an evil in the shape of the witches. Again, as I mentioned, initially I wasn't sure if the witches are actually evil or is maybe Kyuubey only telling everybody that they're evil, and in fact it's Kyuubey in the magical girls who are doing evil deeds by destroying witches who are really just angels, simply biblically accurate. That's why they're so ugly. But it's interesting that assuming that both things can be true, essentially. The witches can be evil, genuinely, and Kyuubey and magical girls might be evil in some degree, or that essentially Homura is the only good one here, the only one on like the side of good. I don't know how to best describe it. Hmm. But essentially, both Kyuubey and by proxy magical girls are evil somehow for some reason. I don't know what reason might that be. Maybe there's some significance to this witch eggs and collecting them, maybe to the Mahou Shoujo Fabergé eggs and creating enough of them or something like that to, I don't know, consume the world in the end or something. I don't know, whatever, something like that, no clue. And at the same time, it might be true that the witches are also genuinely evil creatures. And it just so happens that fighting witches is a good excuse and a good drive to make more people agree to becoming Mahou Shoujo. Maybe. Kinda. Sorta. I don't know how to best describe it, but essentially it's only Homura that's like outside of it that has seen beyond the veil, so to speak, and realizes that witches are evil, sure, but Kyuubey is also evil, and maybe we can fight witches without Kyuubey or something. I don't know. I don't know. I have a things are getting mixed up in my own head. I need some time to process my own thoughts fully. I think. Mm, anything else that needs to be mentioned? Again, we continue the like very weird worlds, and not even the Mahou Shoujo world, but the real world is also very weird and very unsettling. The scene at the rooftop of the school, very weird, very sterile, but also very gribbly. Madoka's bathroom still makes no sense to me. It's cool. It's interesting. And also the nature during their walks to school. What's the significance of that? I don't know, but it kind of seems like that's the only normal subworld, so to speak. Right? Madoka's home is weird. The school is weird and sterile. Mahou Shoujo world is weird. The world, subworld between those very utilitarian spaces, they're also weird, and if not weird, then certainly distinct. The only familiar sights are those moments of going to school. Yeah, honestly, like the only normal looking moments, normal looking vistas are the road to school. Everything else we've seen, everything else we've seen is some degree of fucked up, some degree of weird. It's either overly utilitarian, overly sterile, either has like dead trees, even though the greenery everywhere else is lush. Yeah, only the road to school has a semblance of normalcy. Interesting. Maybe I'm just looking way too much into that, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Okay, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, so I better finish it up, right? I don't want to spin in circles, just continue repeating what I already said, except rephrasing it. So yeah, in general, cool episode. I did like it. I did enjoy it. I will be waiting for more because I can't wait where it's gonna go, which direction it's gonna pick. Is there gonna be a moment where Madoka realizes that, oh, are we the bodies? Or is there not gonna be a moment like that? Or is our Mahou Shoujo actually good? And maybe there are simply some Mahou Shoujo that are evil. The yellow one may be evil. Maybe Kyuubey is evil, but in his evilness, or its evilness, it creates Mahou Shoujo who have a potential to be good. I don't know. I don't know. It all feels very gray overall. Besides Madoka just being the pure character here, and Madoka's friend also being pure. Everybody else feels very, very gray. All the sides feel very, very gray. And I don't have any like particularly strong opinion about even like who to cheer for. Honestly, maybe I should be cheering for the witches. I don't know. Entirely possible. But yeah, right now I think that's gonna be it. So you guys, you tell me down in the comments what did you think of this episode of my reaction, my theories. No spoilers, please. I beg of you. Don't spoil the fun for me. Don't spoil the fun for yourself. Don't spoil the fun for fellow viewers. If you want to talk spoilers, my Discord link here, link also in the description. Join the Discord. It's free, open to everybody. There's a Madoka Magica channel there, and you can use spoiler tags and talk spoilers in there. That's safe because I don't read the spoilers, and I'm not gonna spoil myself. Right? Like this video if you liked it, disliked if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Madoka Magica, but also other shows like Symphogear GX, Overlord Season 4, Hatarako Mao-sama Season 2, Ruby Ice Queendom. Any other shows I'm watching currently? Yofuka no Uta Call of the Night. How could I have forgotten about this one? Amazing. Highly recommend watching that. And I'm also playing Disco Elysium, so if you're into like playthroughs more than into reactions, that's also something you might want to check out. And I also stream sometimes, so click the bell to be notified about all that jazz. You can support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or Throne. Links are in the description. On Patreon for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonals like Madoka, like Symphogear, like Disco Elysium, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord, and you also get a place in the credits that you're gonna see shortly. You can also support me on Throne. As I mentioned, you can pitch in towards my purchase of some new gear, like a new camera or a new lighting or stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can still help the channel by sharing my content, spreading the word. The word of mouth really does matter a lot because it brings new viewers, and viewers are everything on YouTube, let's be honest here. Viewers and watch time. So you really help me a lot by bringing in new viewers and by watching my videos to the end. I see the statistics. You're not watching my videos to the very end. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I said what I needed to say. I shilled what I needed to shill. So we're gonna end this episode here. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Fuck, what did my intro go like? You guys do all the good stuff. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. It went something like that, didn't it? And here's the credits. You can be one of the people on this list if you only so want, if you only have such a desire. I can fulfill this wish with no strings attached.